Africa and Africans are proud to be associated with the name of Gandhi. He was both an African and an Indian. A bridge that connected our two shores. It was Gandhi who launched in Africa the struggle for self-determination, freedom, and participatory democracy, which swept the world. It was on September 6, 1906, that he began the Satyagraha, or the Great Canadian Movement for Peace, Nonviolence, and Empowerment in South Africa. This movement was both the channel and the inspiration for self-determination by colonized people in Africa, Latin America, Asia, and Oceania. It watered the struggle to remove colonialism and the attending vestiges of discrimination in governance to be replaced by democracy. Through his advocacy of nonviolence in expressing grievances, greater democracy, inclusion, and participation, the Mahatma showed us the way for integrating people through peaceful means, notwithstanding the enormity of the tribulations they face. This is the Ghanaian way. This is the way we know as a way for love and respect among mankind, for peace and stability, for the actualization of value, dignity, and self-confidence, for enhanced coexistence among humanity, for dialogue among civilizations, making the world a more comfortable, safe, and peaceful place for habitation, irrespective of structural, psychological, and ideological differences. In accepting this prize, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we also reflect upon the person for whom this special award is named, Indira Gandhi. She was, without doubt, a remarkable woman, a woman of substance, a leader of will and force who defied threats and faced daunting challenges to provide quality leadership for India, one of the most respected and revered leaders of your country. Her role in public life was a great inspiration to women around the world. She left an indelible mark on the sands of history. Indira Gandhi came to power at a time when India seemed ungovernable, with the country deep in strife. Her challenge was to restore order in the governance of the world's largest democracy. Through sheer determination and courage, she faced the challenge and succeeded. She paid the ultimate price for that success when she was martyred in October 1984. By then, her name had already been written on the international tablet of fame, leaving an impressive legacy. Indira Gandhi's courage inspired women around the world to aspire to leadership, whether at the national or international level. I salute her and pay special homage to her memory and her achievement. The Indira Gandhi Prize for Peace, Disarmament, and Development is so aptly titled. We know only too well that a nation that is at peace is one in which the guns and drums of war and unrest are silent, and that when such a nation is at peace with itself and its neighbors, development is the ultimate outcome. In receiving this honor for my role in peacekeeping, I cannot but reflect on the perennial misery and suffering endured by people in the world. and mindless, endless striving for peace and better life. Millions of people in Africa, the Middle East, and Asia are struggling to break the stranglehold of violence, instability, and poverty. We can never be safe when we have a world in which the largest proportion of the population is not at ease because of one bad condition or another. In the case of my country, our people waited over 2 decades for peace to be restored. We stepped under the shadows of 14 years of a devastating civil war. In 2003, we started the process of rebuilding. Today, we have just a few months ago commemorated our 10 consecutive year of uninterrupted peace and progress. We have endeavored in these years to achieve success, to formulate laws and policies and create and strengthen institutions, rebuild our shattered economic infrastructure, restore basic needs and services, including returning children to school, promoting an open society and a very free press, all the hallmarks of a tolerant and democratic society. But we know only too well that none of these are fully sustainable until we can sustain the peace. And so in our next few years, which we call our transformative period, we are forging ahead to build a country that is stable, strong, and prosperous. We are determined that our efforts will not be reversible. In this endeavor, we are grateful to India and the rest of the international community for supporting the efforts of the Liberian people. Permit me to reflect on Indo-Liberia relations. India and Liberia have come a long way in forging commonality, solidarity, and fraternity on the world stage. We share similar positions on fundamental socio-economic and political issues. It is this shared value that has defined our relations and underlined our solidarity and fraternity in the global community. Founded as a haven for freedom, justice, and equality, Liberia has never shied away from conditions or actions that will enhance the dignity and respect of peoples, irrespective of their location. India has developed and spread the philosophy of nonviolence and peace around the world. It is this philosophy that defeated segregation in certain parts of the world and introduced a new and vibrant spirit of equality of souls, spirit, and the dignity of mankind. History records that India produced the first woman president of the United Nations Assembly in 1953, Mrs. Lakshmi Pandit, the 8th president of the General Assembly, and coincidentally, the aunt of Indira Gandhi. Liberia, in 1969, followed India's trailblazing example by becoming the 2nd country in the world and the first from Africa to showcase the potential of women, producing the 2nd woman and 24th UN General Assembly president in the person of Angie Brooks, still the only African female General Assembly president to this day. Dear friends, this honor of the Indira Gandhi Peace Prize gives me a renewed impetus and commitment to remain ever steadfast in championing the cause of humanity, advocating for social justice, and the exercise by every person of their inalienable rights without precondition. My campaign is energized by this award by your support and the support of the Indian subcontinent and all freedom-loving peoples around the world as we try to complete this journey. It is only when every human being lives in peace and security that development can flourish and the world and all its people can be at peace. We can make a difference in our world as agents of positive change. We have a duty to do so. You, me, all positive thinking men and women have a duty to show love, tolerance, and compassion towards one another. It is only when we regard every individual as a creation of God and accord them appropriate respect and love that we can all live peacefully on this planet. I thank you.